I'm Danette Bean, Women's Health Specialist, author, speaker, and doctor of acupuncture and Asian medicine. And after I had my son, I got really sick, and I tried things for a long time to help me get better. And a group of herbs really helped me that I used to make soup. So today, I'm going to be showing you how to make the soup. You need the soup, and you also need a base. So if you eat meat, then a bone broth is what you want to go with. Ideally, if you make your own bone broth, that's always better than store-bought, but store-bought is better than not doing it. So you need a base, like a bone broth. If you do not eat meat, then you can use a vegetable broth as well that you've made yourself, or one that's store-bought as well. I also have a sweet potato, I have 2 cups of kale, and I have about 5 shiitake mushrooms sliced. You can go ahead and add all the contents into a pot, but if you have the time, one of the things that I recommend is emptying out the herbs onto a surface. The white ones do even better if you have time to pulverize them. So this white herb is really great for helping to strengthen the energy of what we refer to as the spleen and the digestive energy. You would take these out and then you would stick them in a food processor and get them down to a powder. So that's what I'm going to do now. Be prepared for a little bit of dust. So now that that's ready, what you can do is you can go ahead and add in 7 cups of whatever the base it is that you're going to use. So today I'm going to be using bone broth. A full one of these is 4 cups. So you're going to empty that into your pot. You always want to make sure you're cooking with pots that are of good quality. You don't want to use aluminum, so stainless steel is a great one. And then you want to add in 3 more cups, so that you have 7 cups. Then you can go ahead and add in this powdered herb. This part is optional, but it tends to go better if you blend up the white herb first. And I'm going to add the rest of these herbs into the pot. We have some dot sao in here, which is really great for building blood. It's one of the things that it's really great at doing. We also have some goji berries, which are excellent for tonifying and strengthening blood and for nourishing the energy of the kidneys. We also have some lotus seed, which is helpful for getting dampness out of the body, which is something that really can cause issues. And one of the things that I love about this formula is all of these herbs are food grade herbs. And I'm going to turn it on. So if you eat meat, this is a point where if you wanted to, you could add a chicken into the pot, a whole chicken. I mention this because it changes the cooking time. So if you were going to cook a chicken in this, then this would need to cook for an hour. You want to bring it up to heat to start to like a boil. While this is on, we're going to go ahead and cut up some more of what we need here. We're going to take a sweet potato, and the recipe calls for 1 diced sweet potato. So I'm not actually going to dice it. I'm just going to cut it up into smaller pieces and let my food processor do the work. But whenever we have our food into more manageable pieces, our digestive system can do more with it. It's like our life, right? If we have just big chunks of things, it's hard to get stuff done. But when we can get it down into more manageable pieces, then we can actually assimilate what it is that we have in front of us. So getting to cut your sweet potato down and getting it into smaller pieces is great for your body. We love sweet potato because it's also strengthening for the spleen energy, for the digestion. And that's really important because the better our digestion is working, the more we can use the nutrients that we get. And I'm using all organic ingredients, so that's what you want to do also. So we have this ready. Also, make sure that your mushrooms are sliced. You can use any mushroom, ideally shiitake or maitake. Shiitake is really excellent for strengthening the immune system. So if you have a choice of mushrooms, I would definitely go with this. Because this is cut up so nicely or diced, it won't take as long to cook. So we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay. That's what our herbs are looking like. We add in our greens for last because we want to make sure that the vitality of the greens doesn't get cooked away, right? So we add in 2 cups. You can use chard, you can use kale, you can use spinach, whatever is your green of choice. Green is very good for building blood. It's also, which can be a factor with making sure that the energy of our liver is working optimally. And then we're also going to put in a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. From a traditional Asian medicine standpoint, vinegar has the capacity to move or invigorate blood, and so this helps because this combination is very nourishing, and so we don't always want to just have nourishing. We also want to have something that moves things along. So I'm going to pour in a 1/4 cup. Stir it in. And I'm going to put the cover back on and cook for another 5 minutes. Okay, so now our soup is pretty much cooked. We're just going to add some salt to taste. I like Himalayan sea salt. I think it's a really great sea salt. Give it another stir. I think it looks beautiful. Very rich, hearty, nourishing. And what's great about this soup, again, these are all food grade herbs, so everything in here is edible. A good way to store it is to put it in the freezer. It helps the herbs to stay fresher for longer, so you can just stick it in the freezer, and then a couple hours before you're ready to make your soup, just take it out so it can start to thaw out. Having this soup really helped me to be able to be healthy again and to stand up again and to be stronger, to feel stronger. I had a host of different conditions that showed up, different infections, just my body was going wonky. This group of herbs, cooking them in a soup really helped me. I began to, it was hard to put it into words, but I began to feel not just energized, but just like stronger bit by bit. I would consume it weekly. I did so for about 3 months, and I noticed a huge difference, and it was very instrumental in helping me to recover. I think that sometimes there are different kinds of conditions that people experience, but sometimes if there's something that really is chronic, you need something that's going to help to provide stability to the body and be grounding and strengthening, and that's what these soup herbs do. So enjoy.